This is Kick Legend. Today we're going to talk about some headbutt drills. So welcome to Kick Legend, where I help you athleticize your prior to your fight. We're getting some questions about how to use more headbutts. Please check out Kurt's video that's going to be coming out where he talks a little bit about the details on kind of how and when and why to headbutt. I'll put the link to his channel in the video description below. And of course, if you haven't already, please check out my Thai pad fundamentals and combos video on Vimeo on demand. It's a great thing focused more on a serious hobbyist rather than, let's say, a pro fighter or a pro trainer, I'd say, designed to help your students maybe give back to each other more during their workouts. So please check that out. And yeah, we'll let Kurt take it away here.
Okay, so we're just going to look at just kind of a brief rundown of head contact, in particular if we're here sort of in this 50-50 clinch range, or this close contact range. And if we want to look at how to get into this range, I would say for the sake of discussion right now today, we're going to just kind of swim in and go here, or just start at 50-50. Typically we'd have the hand here on the arm, maybe Roy will keep it down so the camera can see it, but we'll take this as a given. Now, one of the things we like to do, less from a Thai boxing perspective, and if your background with this comes from athletic kickboxing, competitive arts like Muay Thai, you're probably going to have a really solid base here. It's good to start adjusting that perspective for self-defense because so many other things can happen here at this close range that wouldn't necessarily be allowed within the rule set of a ring. So immediately one of the things we look at is groin shots, shin kicks, and foot stomps, right? So all of this is happening in the low line. Delivering a headbutt offensively is a great idea. We'll kind of finish with that. But I think first and foremost, we have to talk about defending against the headbutt, which could happen in one of two ways, potentially more, but the first one being accidental or incidental. So if I go for this knee to his groin or to disrupt his base, it's a great shot, one that we often see and talk about. But an important consideration is for most of us, if you get hit in the groin, your head goes forward. It tends to be the reaction, right? When this scoops, the chin comes down like this. So notice that if we're here, even if I'm pinned against his chest, this pinning motion can and often does buckle him down anyways. So when this knee is delivered, there's a huge risk that his head is going to drop and hit me square in the face like that, right? So that's not the best trade-off. We want to have success on our end and limit his success. So that means if we know that the head is going to move, we have to tell it where to go, right? We have to control the trajectory of his head. So I'm going to pull his head towards my shoulder like this to get it off the line of my face. In the process, I'll probably get a shot off that shoulder bump or on the bicep. That's great. If not, that's fine. The main priority right now is to not get smashed in the nose. So I'm going to deliver this curved knee to his thigh, replicating the groin, and pull this. I'm going to start the pull right before I start the knee so that I have some control, but almost simultaneous here, like this. Right? Now this head is done. These shots can start to be delivered here like this. We can scoop out and start to hit from any position here, or again, whatever your art and follow-up dictates. So, again, move the head offline. Since I have this in place already, I'm going to use this one to pull him and deliver that shot here, like this. And again, follow up. If he does it, he's going to pull it to his near side shoulder and deliver that knee to the groin like that. Just a curved knee. Often we're going to use the pendulum so that we move the rear foot first to skip that in. Bang, here like this. If you want to create a small gap on the back of the head, then there's a percussive component to the C1 and C2, or the back of the skull. As this happens, train that gently with your partner, so a serious shot if it actually lands, but here like that. So you kind of get 2 for 1. He goes again, here. Right, so we can work this like a clinch drill, right, where we're moving and just tapping the thigh, bang, like that. Maybe we switch, and we're here, and we do the same thing. Now again, pulling to this side, hit, like that, and hit. Just making sure that the whole time we prioritize controlling the path of the head. Okay, so that's defending against the incidental contact. To defend against him aggressively trying to headbutt me, we know that if we're in range where it's an option for me, it's probably an option for him, right? So one is to go here. I'm going to limit my ability to control this arm, which is trying to seek and maintain its dominant position. So it's a trade-off, right? So one is to go here. I like to keep the forearm pressured on this so I still have some control and a monitoring device on this arm when I go like that, right? At least it's a blinder. This can be a shot in any number of ways, right? But we're, again, trying to limit his ability to shoot this forward. The other option is to take this hand and turn it around this way, right? So I can keep this here. I can use my palm. You do run the risk if this is an intense situation of getting bit, right? You could use the forearm here against the jawline like that. And my elbow is danger close to his chin. So this is a good solid structure here like that, and this can chip up anytime we need it to steal little shots from him in the process. So now if he tries to deliver that head like that, we've got a wall, and we can sneak these through underneath. Again, put these shots in, and I still can use this hand to redirect his head if in the process I want to deliver that groin shot, right? I'm now over top instead of underneath. Well, we can have options from here as well. Item 3, offensively delivering the headbutt here. Can be as simple as lift him and hit him, right? That could be the end of the video right now. So if his head is down because he's trying to protect his chin, we don't want to just headbutt like this. You know, our teacher Rick always talks about it's like two bowling balls coming together, and that's a great analogy. What I really need is his head to be pointed up. So you can use your forearm or bicep here to pop him in the face and lift it. So that would be here and headbutt. When you deliver this headbutt, think of punching with the crown or with the point of your head here like that. Now coming back and swinging forward. I wouldn't want to wind up a punch or wind up a punch. It just goes. And that's the same thing here, is we want to have the head lifted so the face is lined up and then punch this in, or from underneath, punch it up like an uppercut. So we're here, move the head, pop it up, and deliver it, right? Again, move the head for the groin shot, use the upper arm to pop his head up and catch it, and deliver it anchored. If my hand is gone, I'm going to have to chase him down. I'm going to lose my the real estate that I've been able to acquire. So here like that, pop it up, and go, right? The other piece, quite simply, all this stuff, obviously use caution if you're training with friends or training partners, is to just grab the hair, right? So we can grab like this and lift him up and go like that. And then you can use this to continue further manipulating and adding in different shots. If they have a hood or a hat, something like that will work well too. You can pull the hat down as a blinder, lift and hit, and then immediately go back to your control position.
Yeah, I wanted to point out just what I'm feeling and what trying to describe Kurt's motion from my point of view. We'll come out with some more videos later on how to hold to learn how to hit these in close hard. You notice that these are really abbreviated motions, right? That knee, right? Even if he doesn't do the skip together, it's kind of just this little, it looks like a dinky thing, right? You notice in, let's say, again, kickboxing arts, you don't tend to throw the forward knee without a pretty dramatic motion, but really you tend to throw the rear one. These little ones work because of the range and the striking surface and your objectives, right? When we're in close and he's manipulating my head, he doesn't need to turn my head all the way here to disappear from my field of vision. If we're right up close, if he just turns my head a little bit, I can't see what he's doing already. As opposed to here where I can still see them peripherally. So these little motions, the effects get amplified, even if the actual force doesn't get amplified. So it's a different kind of power delivery, a different kind of striking philosophy. And it'd be kind of interesting to see how to develop this, right? Especially if you have interest in both worlds. How does athleticism translate into this? It's not quite learning a new skill set, but you're going to find you have to make some adjustments. And some people who maybe don't look good out here can generate a surprising amount of power if they know how this actually works. So
at least that's what I tell myself. Try it on the heavy bag. Try it on the heavy bag. That'll get you there. These little shots like that, having that surface for some feedback and putting them in. You might look kind of silly or feel a little weird. Headbutt in the heavy bag. If you haven't, just go slow, but that will really help you get the finesse of trying to slam some of those bigger body mechanics into a compact space like that.
Yeah, and then you can generate the intent, right? That practice of developing intent. So I want to thank Kurt for being on this episode here. Please check out MKG Detroit for all your headbutting needs. And we'll see you next time. This is Fight Kick Legend. Keep your chin down, elevate your striking.